in. So, pick up your phone and follow us on Facebook at Power365FM, Instagram at Power365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your number one online Southwest radio. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power 365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power 365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your source for news and insight. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power 365 Radio by following us on all our social media.
Alright, good morning and welcome to yet another interesting edition of Newspaper Review on Power 365 FM, your number one online radio. In case you're just joining us now, you can watch us live on our social media and on Facebook at Power FM Live, on YouTube at Power 365 FM for the TikTok lovers, at Power 365 Online Radio is where to watch us and listen to us live. And this morning I have two newspaper with me to review. I have the Daily Post newspaper, and as well I have the Punch newspaper this morning. We'll be reviewing each one after the other. First of all, this morning we go through the headlines first. Diabetes, we are waiting for that. Over 6 million Nigerian battle for life as cost of healthcare skyrocket. Then Lukurewa Gumi, Shetima differs on routing new group insurgent. Maiduguri Airport set to commence force international flight operations. Zamfara, we are ready for local government polls on Saturday. Nigerian governor wives vowed to fight gender-based violence against women. River crisis, court reverse judgment on appeals. EU launches initiatives to integrate 417,661 out of schools children in Northwest. And also on Punch this morning, I'm able to say this: fire a Spanish retirement home Kingston. Tinubu may present 47 trillion naira 2025 budget to National Assembly today. And finally, on newspaper review this morning, Galatasaray finds sponsor for Osimhen transfer. Alright, we're going to short break, and while we're back, then we dive into the news in detail. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Alright, welcome back from that short commercial break. Olayemi is actually doing something very fun in the studio this morning. Tinubu may present 47 trillion naira 2025 budget to National Assembly today. The federal government on Thursday approved the medium-term expenditure framework for 2025 to 2027 and fiscal strategy paper. According to the MTEF, proposed 2025 budget size is 47.9 trillion naira, with new borrowings of 9.22 trillion naira. The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Bagudu, told State House correspondents after this week Federal Executive Council meeting at Asorok Villa, Abuja. Bagudu announced the Federal Executive Council approved a memorandum by the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, which was presented by the Director General of the Budget Office, Mr. Tanimu, on the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper for 2025 to 2027. The disclosure comes after a week of delay as President Bola Tinubu prepares to present the 2025 appropriation bill to the other points about this morning, as Tinubu will present 47 trillion naira 2025 budget to National Assembly today. Diabetes, we are waiting for that. Over 6 million Nigerians battle for life as cost of it skyrockets. At least 6 million Nigerians living with diabetes are currently facing an existential threat due to skyrocketing cost of healthcare in the country. According to reports, that the economic hardship caused by the removal of fuel subsidies and foreign exchange crisis is also affecting the health sector as the cost of healthcare services continues to surge. On Thursday, the Diabetes Association of Nigeria, DAN, raised the alarm that about 30,000 to 40,000 Nigerians die annually from the condition, likely due to inability to afford basic healthcare services needed to manage it. The national president of the association, Dr. Ejiofor Ugu, in a statement to mark the United Nations World Diabetes Day on November 14, said about 6 to 8 million Nigerians have diabetes. The DAN president expressed concern that this figure represents only the tip of the iceberg, as 2/3 of diabetes cases in Nigeria are still undiagnosed due to lack of routine screening. According to him, managing diabetes in Nigeria is fraught with challenges including a high level of poverty, low awareness campaign, a shortage of manpower, especially diabetes specialists, unhealthy cultural and religious belief, and inadequate diabetes care facilities. You can also read further details on that on Daily Post newspaper this morning, as we are waiting for that. Over 6 million Nigerians battle for life as cost of healthcare skyrockets. Another news story I'm able to pick here is Maiduguri Airport set to commence force international flight operations. The General Muhammad Buhari International Airport, Maiduguri is set to commence full international operations by January 1st, 2025. This comes as the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, led other delegates on a one-day walk, visited the facility in Maiduguri, Borno State, Nigeria. According to the report, the airport facilities are being upgraded to enhance connectivity for the Northeast Zone and strengthen Maiduguri's role in international air travel and cargo transportation. During the meeting, Governor Zulum lauded Keyamo's performance in the country's aviation since his appointment by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The governor reaffirmed the Borno State government's commitment to collaborating fully with the federal government to ensure a successful launch of operations on January 1st, 2025. On his part, Keyamo emphasized the importance of the project as a symbol of growth and resilience for the region, noting that the General Muhammad Alright, it's still newspaper review on Power365 FM. Another news story I'm able to pick here. Nigerian governor wives vow to fight gender-based violence against women. Wives of Nigerian governor forum has resolved to keep up the fight against sexual and gender-based violence in the various states. The forum said it was a testament of the commitment of this remarkable collaboration, progress and development in the service of the state and the nation as a whole. This was contained in a communique issued after a closed-door meeting at the Centenary City New Government House at Bakaliki on Thursday. The communique was read by the chairperson and First Lady of Kar State, Professor Olufolake Abdurazak, and made available to newsmen. The communique read, the forum affirms yet again its unwavering resolve to keep up the fight against sexual and gender-based violence in their various states. According to the communique, the First Lady have collectively endorsed the Global Alliance for Vaccination and Immunization (GAVI) initiative committing to sustained advocacy for HPV vaccine uptake to protect the health of girls. The next line of action is a selective sensitization of wives of local government chairmen on HPV vaccination and cancer awareness. The First Lady also pledged to vigorously advocate for the adoption of 6 months of paid maternity leave, engaging executive governors and state legislators to promote the policy across all states for improved maternity and child welfare. The meeting observed as a 1 minute silence in honor of their colleague, the late First Lady of Akwa Ibom State Governor. The meeting ended with 23 First Lady in attendance. You can read further details on that also on Daily Post this morning as Nigerian governors' wives vow to fight gender-based violence against women. Alright, still newspaper review. Rivers crisis. Court reserves judgment and appeal. The Special Court of Appeal panel established to adjudicate political cases in Rivers State has reserved judgment in the consolidated appeals contesting the judgment of Justice Peter Luffy of the Federal High Court in Abuja. The three-time member panel of justice, led by Justice Onyekachi Otisi, stated that judgment in the appeals would be reserved after counsel for the parties adopted their briefs and final process for and against the appeals. In one of the appeals concerning the Rivers local government election, Justice Lufiu, in his judgment, restrained the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) from releasing the voters register to the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission for the conduct of the state local government polls, which has been conducted. While JM Musa announced his appearance for the Damangon-led executive PF, Folorunsho stated he was duly assigned the case by the national legal advisor of the party, whom he said has the authority to handle all legal matters involving the party. Read further details on that also on Daily Post this morning as River Crisis Court reserves judgment on appeal. And finally, on sports this morning, Galatasaray find sponsor for Osimhen's transfer. Galatasaray plan to sign Victor Osimhen, a permanent deal from Napoli, beginning to see the light of day after finding a sponsor to take care of 70% of the transfer fee. According to Turkish outlets Millet, the Turkish champion, who are considering reducing the $75 million to $70 million due to the payments they have met the two major companies operating in Turkey, one of which accepted the transfer fee in return for the club paying 30%. It was stated that Napoli wanted $25 million in advance after the remaining amount in two installments, so the club are looking for resources. Galatasaray decided to move fast and use their trumps card after Fenerbahce expressed their interest in the Nigerian striker through their coach Marino after initially having a sign of relief when the player said, "I'm very happy here. The we now work on to convince Napoli to sell." Thank you so very much for being part of Newspaper Review this morning. Till I come your way tomorrow. My name is Abida Kwamiraku Oluwadam. This program is proudly produced by Matthew. Have yourself a fantastic and productive weekend ahead.